Good morning, this is Steve Gladys at the George Mason Enterprise Center here in Fairfax, Virginia. And today we're going to talk about another aspect of coaching. So far we've talked about what coaching is, namely, and by talking about what it's not psychology, it's not consulting. It's more about two people talking and working themselves through working their way through a problem. So today we're going to talk about sounding board coaching. Sounding board coaching is regular coaching. I meet my clients usually twice a month. Others meet them 4 or 5 times, depending upon how severe the issue might be. But sounding board coaching is really listening to another person and asking good, solid questions, questions that clarify what the issue is. Many CEOs, many executives can't talk about the problems that they're dealing with in their own minds at work because it might scare people. It could actually change stock prices if they talked about them in public and they got leaked out. So they need a place to confidentially talk to somebody else in a penetrating sort of way. Somebody who's trained to listen, trained to ask questions, not give answers. That's the real difference between coaching and consulting. Coaches ask great questions, don't give great answers. It doesn't mean that they don't do anything. What they do is listen really hard in the conversation. And what they listen for are what are called offers oftentimes. When somebody says, well, I didn't do that, what they're doing is really offering you a hint. And that hint is by saying they didn't do that, a coach might say, well then what did you do? Well, I did do this, and then go on to talk about it. So coaches have to listen for those sorts of offers in the conversation, ask questions around them, and that dialogue between the two, where the coach owns the process that we're going to teach you here in the next series, where the coach owns the process, but the client really owns the problem. Because the client really knows what's going on. And the people closest to the work, closest to the problem, are the more likely folks to be able to solve the problem. So sounding board coaching is just a coach listening really intensely for the kinds of questions that will help the individual solve the problem in the end, given the process that we're going to show you. It's sophisticated listening, it's examined listening, and it causes the person to answer questions and slows them down. Oftentimes people get caught in being speeded up too much. Daniel Kahneman is a Nobel Prize winner, has just written a book called Thinking, Fast and Slow, and he says basically we think too fast. And what coaching, especially reflective coaching does, and all coaching actually, is it causes, by asking a question to the person being coached, it causes them to slow down and become more reflective. Reflection is the big hammer in coaching, causing people to slow down and reflect. So again, sounding board coaching is listening, asking questions, helping people think through and talk out some of their problems in a very quick and efficacious kind of way. So that's sounding board coaching. Next we're going to talk about goal-directed coaching. This has been Steve Gladys at the George Mason Enterprise Center for Steve Gladys Leadership Partners. Thanks very much for listening.